Good late afternoon. I went from this morning exercising and praying with you a little bit there, and the day was supposed to continue with you, and then my children needed shoes. We had to go there, and then we need a working permit for my 14-year-old. So it's very interesting because that is my point, is that life is not, I don't think life is as difficult, okay, as a lot of people seem to think that it is. It is true that we have to survive. It is true that you have to function. Like my mother says, the key word here is function. So, I'm having my morning coffee right now at 5 o'clock. So today we got shoes for my son because he's always needing shoes, probably every 2 weeks. The shoes, I'm not spending a lot of money on shoes because no matter what kind I get, because he likes to scooter, he is always ruining shoes. So I will spend $5 to $10 every 2 weeks on a pair of shoes for him. They get destroyed. He has to duct tape them. It's ridiculous. So we went there and we went to get a work permit at City Hall, but they didn't have it. We have to go to the high school. So I sent my kids in. Well, I didn't want to pay for parking because these are one of the things that, you know, once you decide if there's going to be one income, you need to, you know, finagle a little bit, be frugal massively. And so I made the two younger ones go in, and they found out we had to go to the high school instead. So they did their job. You know, you get them constantly exposed. We are always getting involved with politics around here. We were even on the radio at one point, you know, holding signs every year, you know, for this politician or that politician. You know, we're always getting involved. I mean, now I've lived here for about 11 years, and the community knows who we are. So I keep looking away because I'm looking at a dot. I can't focus when I'm looking at a dot. I have to look at you, but I can't see you. So I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. So anyway, and I hope that's not a bug. I don't have my glasses on, and when I don't have my glasses on, forget about it. Today I was in the orthodontist office, and I'm looking at the floor plans because they're making a new office, and I thought that the dentist chairs were treadmills, and I said, oh, look at that, they're gonna have treadmills. And the nurse came out and she goes, no, not the nurse, the assistant, she goes, those are not treadmills. So I think that benches are deers when I'm driving by them. It's just terrible. Excuse me. I really like coffee. So tonight I will do my walk, I hope. I'm trying to get my blog going. I also have a blog, the Catholic Unschooler. I'm not used to all these things yet. My mind is overwhelmed. I couldn't sleep last night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning before I fell asleep. It's been very exciting around here. So my point is that through your life, see, I did not go to high school. I did a very little bit of 9th grade. And I used to always talk to my kids about, oh yeah, well, you know, when I went to high school, or I used to call myself a high school dropout, and thinking that I did go to some school. And I was like, you know what? I said a little while ago, recently, I said to my kids, I was like, you know what? I didn't even go to high school. I barely did. And it's not even worth saying that I went to high school. So, and I barely had an education. So the amount of school that I did have, I learned everything that I know. Am I a genius? No. However, we are functioning. I know how to work. I've had jobs. I had jobs that I loved. I just want my children to work for themselves if possible. I like how when I research all this unschooling stuff, they say they are not raising factory workers. They are raising free-thinking entrepreneurs. I'll take it. And tonight, actually, I can't talk very long because then I have to take my son he got paid for a job that he came on with me yesterday. I help my friend clean her house, and she pays me. And I'm hoping to get a little bit bigger clientele in my neighborhood. Eventually, we'll see what happens. But he comes with me sometimes, and he made some money, enough to get candy. And then he goes around the neighborhood. I take him, and he sells. He's been doing this forever. So much so that I'll say, hey, Seth, maybe you should go over there in that house. He goes, Mama, I know what to do. I've been doing this for years. And I go, okay. So I just don't think that it is as difficult as we make it out to be. The goal here is heaven, right? So let's get to heaven. And in the meantime, we have to survive, right? We have to figure out what to do. Oh, my tomato's looking pretty good. We have to figure out what are we going to do while we're waiting to get to heaven. So we have to, it's not like Mother Teresa says, we're not called to be successful. You will hear me talk about success, but that's not the goal. The ultimate goal is faithfulness and to get to heaven, period. Nothing more, nothing less. We need to get to heaven. That's all it is. That's all that matters. So I just see too much misery with, I see so many children just hating school. And, I don't want children to be miserable, because I was once a child and I really despised school. Now, do I hate learning? Absolutely not. I love it so much. I can't get enough of it. I was up, like I said, till 2 a.m. just trying to figure things out. I even wrote on paper plates. See, those are my notes. So, how did I work in a high school when I didn't even go to high school? I was an assistant teacher up there in high school, all the grades. How? And I'm sitting there saying to myself, how do I know how to do all this? Wow, life must have taught it to me. And it did. It's not as difficult as we think it is. We're so busy trying to impress everybody. I mean, how many times did I embarrass my children because I wanted to impress someone else? Forget it. It's over. You want to be polite, yes, to people, and you want to have mercy on people and all that there, but I'm not going to do it on my children's expense. I'm not going to drive my children into the ground because I'm trying to impress the world on what they're going to do. I want them to be saints. We are Catholic first, period. That is it. And then I also want them to be happy in their careers. I want them to find whatever vocation that they are called to be. So if I'm pressing all of this governmental education on my children, which isn't even necessary, I don't even agree with it. If you investigate, which I did, I spent all summer investigating where the public school came from. It's horrifying, but I'll make that another video for another time. But my point is that, I'll go on vacation to see my friend, and we go and we investigate the woods with my kids. We'll go on bear hunts, we'll go out late at night and we sit in the forest in my car and we'll shut the lights off and we're listening to all the different sounds. And, you might be thinking, oh, well, that's really going to get them somewhere, but it does. We look for footprints, we go up mountains, we go on ski lifts, and we investigate, we look for Bigfoot, and, is he real? It's just for fun, we just investigate the world. We found a dead seal. We investigated. We took home his bones. There's so many things, and it just awakens so much imagination. I think that the imagination is really important. I know it was for me, and I can see where it is now coming, out in my own life, that because I've always used my imagination, that I can think big and I can try to go in that direction. So this whole time today, I just want to encourage you that you don't, whether your children are going to a public school, a private school, you're a homeschool, you're an unschool, you don't even know what's going on, maybe your kids are grown, whatever the case may be, you don't have to put a lot of pressure on your children. If they don't like a sport, don't let them do it. I don't force my kids to do anything except, brush their teeth, and even sometimes that I'm like, you know what, you want to get a cavity, you're going to pay for it. Just want to let you know. I force them to wash their own dishes, and sometimes I'll do it for them, like I said earlier. And, I force them to do what I know is good for them in the church. That's what I force them to do. And my younger ones, I still force them to do some of the books, like math and English, and a lot of things they just do on their own. So on September 8th, which is in a few days, my mother's birthday, Our Lady's birthday, I have 2 mothers and their birthdays are the same. Hopefully that's a good sign for me. I'll take it. Okay, so On September 8th, I'm gonna start my younger ones. I'm not forcing my older one to do anything. I do encourage her. Like I said, she's had more education than I have, and I feel like pretty good. I feel like I'm on the earth. I'm 46 years old, and I'm not going to be horrified, even though I kind of am. I am very grateful that I am alive this long, being healthy, happy, and holy. That's what my husband always says. So I am grateful that I know how to function. I know how to think, and that's really what it's all about. We don't have to get all wrapped up in, oh my gosh, I got to send my kid over here to do this and do that. If your child wants and is interested in, studying certain subjects to get somewhere, amen to that, fine, no problem. But I say, hey, let your kids, don't put so much pressure on them. It's not that difficult. Remember, heaven is the goal, and surviving until we get there is the other goal. So I don't think I have anything else to say for today. And I'm gonna go finish my coffee in my china, my wedding china that I kept at my mother-in-law's house. Isn't that pretty? And it's from Sweden. And it's Lennox. Not that I even know what that means, but I heard about it once and it sounds pretty good. And I said, you know what? Why am I saving these cups? And why am I saving all my china for when my kids grow up and get out of the house? What, so I can be really old and enjoy them by myself? No thanks. If they break, they break. At least I'm happy with my kids. And, I'll leave you with this. My mother was at work, and she works at the courthouse, and she was listening to people talk about their jobs and, in their roles and their positions and all that. And she goes, Lisa, I don't even know where it came from. It just came out. She said, it's not important. God doesn't care what you do for a living. He cares what you do for the living. And it was like genius. So it's true. You got to be charitable. You got to give. God is not going to, when you meet him face to face, he's not going to be like, so I am so pleased that you were a good soccer player. I was really pleased, at your position there on earth, in your job. He's going to say, I would imagine, that, you really worked through that. You weren't so angry at that person after a while. You let it go and you forgave them, and I saw how much you gave to the poor in your neighborhood, and you were merciful, or you weren't so mad at your husband or your wife. You were really nice to your kids that day. That was very nice. Thank you for talking to me a lot. And it's really about love. If you had an opportunity to die with your family surrounded by you, you're not going to be like, you were the best soccer player in the world. Hey, your football was great. You're going to be like, you're going to be talking about heaven and when you're going to meet again. I love you so much. You were such a great person, and that's what you're going to focus on. So I leave you with that. God bless you. And I am so excited. I'm so thrilled. So as they say, please subscribe. I really mean it. And we have a long life together, as long as God wills it. And I have a lot to say. And if you want to comment, that would be great. Visit my blog at the Catholic Unschooler and share with your friends. And we can talk about, I'm trying to lose weight. Is it happening so easily? No, because I really like food, but I'm trying not to, and I'm trying to have a lot of self-control, which I've mastered a lot already, even though I still have a way to go. But, you're making changes. I want to go to heaven. I want to get to heaven, and I want to do it well. So let's do this together and be encouraged, and that's about it. So God bless you. Okay, bye-bye.